According to the experts, there will be more than 9 billion people on this planet in the year 2050. Can we feed them all? Many question our abilities as agriculturalists to meet the needs of our growing populations in the United States, other developed countries, and our world's underdeveloped nations. Good afternoon. My name is Colton Campbell, and I'm representing the Artesia FFA Chapter. Yes, we can feed the world in 2050 and beyond, but we can't do it by tying the hands of our food production system, regulating the industry to death, or using food as an economic tool against the population. Agriculture is in a climate of change. We are faced with the Waxman-Markey bill and many other legislative bills that would change the face of energy, transportation, health, environment, and other agriculture departments in Washington. Sure, the carbon credit idea may have some benefits for some of those in agriculture, but if we will watch how the politics in the Middle East have increased the price of fuel over the last few months, and listen to how they claim we will be faced with $4 diesel in July, carbon credit may be the least of farmers and ranchers' worries. In fact, Senator Saxby Chambliss stated to the Senate Agriculture Committee, research done by Texas A&M over the Clean Energy and Security Act shows that 71 out of 98 representative farming operations across the U.S. would be worse off under the act passed this past summer by the House. That's a 72% chance you will lose with climate change legislation as currently proposed. And if you aren't a Midwest corn and soybean farmer or raise wheat in the Great Plains, your chances of coming out ahead are near zero. Today, producers are faced with rising production costs, shrinking revenues from sales, watchdog groups like PETA and the HSUS, and even our own government watchdog, the Environmental Protection Agency. How could America feed the world with the EPA regulating dust? That's right, material that happens when growing a crop, animal, vegetable, grain, or cotton. A letter signed by 21 U.S. senators addressed to the EPA stated, "We respect efforts for a clean and healthy environment, but not at the expense of common sense." These identified levels will be extremely burdensome for farmers and livestock producers to attain. Whether it be livestock kicking up dust, soybeans being combined on a dry day in the fall, or driving a car down the gravel road. Dust is a naturally occurring event. Stop regulating dust, cow flatulence, paying government agencies to have stupid agendas. Allow agriculture to find ways to produce enough food to feed the 9.5 billion people in the world that will live on the same space with less farmable agrarian land. Let them do their jobs just like they have since America was founded. Dr. Norman Borlaug was a Nobel Peace Prize winner, a presidential and congressional medal winner, and was considered the father of the Green Revolution. Now I'll watch all the TV commercials talking about how cars are green, companies are going green, and how we need to be more environmentally sound. But Dr. Borlaug was green in the 1950s and never stopped being green until his death a little over a year ago. Borlaug was a farmer at heart. He took his research and went to Mexico, developing a strain of dwarf wheat which produced a large yield, was disease resistant, and was resistant to lodging. This new wheat was planted with great success, not only in Mexico, but helped curb grain shortages and hunger in other countries around the world. This great man was given credit for saving over 1 billion people worldwide from hunger by teaching them how to produce wheat. He was a humble farmer who was recognized by many for saving more lives than anyone in the world. I believe we can feed the world because we already have enough food today to do it. We just have a breakdown in distribution, transportation, economics, and maybe reality. According to the Food First organization, the world produces enough grain alone to provide every human being on this planet with 3,500 calories a day. That's enough to make most people fat. They continue to state that food production over the past 35 years has outstripped the world's unprecedented population growth by about 16%. So why are people going hungry? Most logic says it's because they live in developing countries that do not have the ability to provide enough food. Yet, in a 1997 study by the American Association for the Advancement of Science, 78% of malnourished children under the age of 5 in developing countries live in countries with food surpluses. India is a good example, ranking near the top among third world agricultural exporters. India exports $625 million worth of wheat and flour and $1.3 billion worth of rice annually, while at least 200 million Indians do go hungry each day. We all see pictures of the malnourished in Africa and the problems faced there. The commercials say for a mere 35 cents a day, we can change a child's life. It is no surprise that the sub-Saharan countries of Africa are home to approximately 213 million chronically malnourished people. That's about 25% of all the malnourished in the world. Yet this group of 11 African countries have been food exporters since the 1990s. Africa has the ability to grow food. In fact, grain yields are 25 to 35% higher in most African countries than in Europe or North America. In Chad, only 10% of usable farmland is actually in production. The problem with these countries in Africa is not the production of food, grain, livestock, or byproducts, but the distribution. Governments want to export and are willing to work with those who help put riches in the state coffers. Therefore are given the modern era technology, proper farm equipment, and the best land, while others continue to farm as peasants with no resources such as research or agricultural credit. My point, it is needless. We can see that hunger is real. Grain, beans, and protein sources are available for the hungry of the world. Scarcity of food is needless. We just have to grow it, transport it, and distribute it. 9 billion is a big number that is hard to understand. Can we feed all of them? I believe we will, with a little common sense, a lot of hard work, and modern food production systems run by farmers, ranchers, researchers, and agribusinessmen who never give up. Thank you.